Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle. Of course, this is personal development with a lifestyle plan, episode 35. And we're going through Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich remastered webinar. Joey and I are doing this. Joey can say hi in a minute. In fact, Joey, say hi now, and then we'll get into it.
Good day. This is Joye Magaunga here from Sydney, Australia. I'm always grateful to be here with my good friend, Mike. Thank you for having me, Mike. Can I start with tell you a funny story? I think it's funny.
Sure, do.
Today I was running around like a chicken with no head. We have a mastermind early meeting with our team. And after that, I decided to go and play tennis. So I went to one club. They just finished. And I just have a conversation with a few of them. Then we dismiss. Then I went to another club. I saw up. They just pack up and ready to go home. Some of them want to hang around and have a conversation. And after 2 hours or 3 hours, I decided that I need to mow my lawn. So I came back home rushing, get the lawnmower and pull it to the front. And as soon as I started, I pulled it hard and the rope snapped off.
Yeah.
But I was reading a book today, and one of the chapters is learn to solve problems. Learn to solve problems. And the author encouraged that, the people who are success in life always look for problem to solve. And a lot of people, they run away from the problem. So the problem is I break my lawnmower. No problem. I got another spare one. But the spare one, I pick it up from the side of the road long time ago. And my wife has been begging me many times to put it on the rubbish pickup. So why I'm collecting all those rubbish. But for me, I look at it, it's still in a good nick. And I hope that one day I use it. But I just left it there. So today, I get the spare one, try to start it up. It's look oily and dead dust. I checked the fuel tank. There is a fuel there, and I said, "Oh, good." I checked the oil. It needs some top up. I top up the oil and then start. I spent like almost 15 minutes try to work these things, and it still not work. And my wife said to me, I told you how many times to get rid of that lawnmower. You're wasting your time. And she left. So I said to myself, I read today that you always look to solve problem, no matter what. Find a way. So because in our journey, in our professional as an entrepreneur, we always look to solve problems. So I said to myself, okay, back to basic. What is the lawnmower need? Lawnmower need a good fuel, a good spark plug. There's those things that need to be, for the lawnmower to start. So I drain all the petrol that was in the lawnmower, and I realized because it was sitting in the rain on side of the road for a long time, it mixed up with water. So I was trying to start up a lawnmower with water as a fuel. So I drained them out, get the compressor, get the air, and just give a quick push out of all the fuel, flush it out, and I put new fuel in, checked up spark plug, clean it up, put it back in, one pull, and it start. Mm-hmm. For me, just never give up. The lesson I learned from there, just never give up. Always go back to basic, if you get stuck. And I think that's the lesson that I want. I think it's funny because, if I didn't make it work, my wife was correct. So but I didn't do this to prove my wife wrong. I just have to trust me that I'm a problem solver. So that's the takeaway for me from that. Always have faith and believe in your experience and the skill you learn in your journey, and go back to basic, because the basic sometimes it's only a few twists, little simple twists that make a big difference. So sorry that I start with this. I just thought to share with you my journey today, and it's a big win for me. I mow the lawn. The people come and compliment. You have a good grass, and you keep it well. So for me, it's a joy knowing that you do something to, it's a win for me today. So
I
yeah,
love
so
that story, Joe. I love that story. Do you know what I mean? That's a great story. And it just proves that you were right to pick up that lawnmower from the side of the road, and all it needed was a little bit of TLC, right? A little bit of care, and it brings it back to life. You know?
Mike, we've been studying this material, learn this material. It's all about in the mind. If you have
Mm.
a strong mind, put your focus in, you can do this, you can do anything you want. So
No,
if
it's
you
true.
have it here, if you have it here, it's there's a good chance that you will be able to do it.
Yeah, totally true. Now, if you hear some pattering about, that's my dog, who is just like I don't normally bring my dog down with me, but I brought her down. I brought him down today, and now he's
Yeah.
like I want some attention, and you can hear him walking around. That's my dog, right? It's not me. It's my dog. It's not interference. Just in
Heather
case.
tried to, Heather tried to contact me. I'm not sure whether she want to jump in.
Oh, Heather.
Mm.
Yeah, send her the. Let me see. Let me send her the studio link, and we'll see if we can get her in. Hold on. Copy. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, Joe. Not you, Joe. The other Joey. Just in case there's any confusion, obviously, my dog is called Joey, right? Not named after Joey. Oh, right. Okay. All right. I'll keep an eye out for Heather in the green room. All right. So look, just getting back to it. Obviously, we're on episode 35. We're talking about Bob Proctor. Before we get into that, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, click the notification button, and of course, you can see when Joey and I are on. But what this is really about is about no limits, transform your life. And Joey and I, we're going to be pretty upfront about it. We want you to join us. We really want you to join us. We want you to join us in making a change. And, we want you to be able to, look and feel the best that you felt in a decade. And we want you to join us, kickstart your 30-day reset, no risk. And of course, join us on the 16-week challenge. And this is just an opportunity to look better, feel better, move better, and of course, do better. And it's 16 weeks. It's a 16-week transformation. So I want you to think about maybe there's something, you've got an event coming up. Maybe it's a business event. I know Joey's got an event. We'll talk about that later, coming up next week, which you're all invited to if you're local or if you're close by. You're definitely invited. But look, it's about, maybe think about an event that you've got coming up. Maybe it's an anniversary, a birthday, a holiday, a summer holiday, winter holiday, depending on which hemisphere you're in. And of course, maybe you just want to go there and you want to look and feel the best you felt in a decade. Why not? We want you to do that with us. And we've got all of the tools to help you do that in a very deliberate kind of way. And people who get what they want or have the life that they want, have so because they do things in a certain way. And we've got certain ways here which are going to work for you. Obviously, you've got to follow a plan. But look, download your Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet. And of course, the link is in the description for that. Fill it out, send it either into Joey or myself. And of course, we'll get you kickstarted and get you on your way. Joey's contact details running across the bottom of the screen right now. JoeyUnger32@gmail.com. And of course, I can be reached at mike@mpmcquillan.com. So feel free, download your Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet. Again, link in the description. And of course, fill it out, email it into Joey or myself, and let's get you kicked off. It's really no more complicated than that. But again, we want to tie it to a goal. Joey was talking about, fixing a lawnmower just a moment ago and having great grass. Joey, when Joey's talking about that story, I'm thinking, Joey just wants cut grass. Look at the stuff that he had to go through to get that grass cut. He had to find a way, he had to solve a problem. If what you're doing isn't working, maybe you just need to try a different way. Just like Joey tried a different way. Maybe our way is going to work for you. I think it will do because we've got great tools, we've got great motivation, we've got everything you need to help you get what you want. You just need to decide what you want. And of course, we're going to be going through the Bob Proctor. I think we're on part 4. I don't know whether we'll get through it all today. But we shall see. We're going to get into it. Joe, before we get started, have you got any comments?
No, I'm just getting ready to get stuck into it and learn.
Lovely. Did Heather come back to you?
Unfortunately, is a different header.
I think Heather's normally at church this time on a Sunday morning. We're in the morning here. Joey, it's night time where Joey is. I'm here in Ireland. Heather's in the UK. Joey's in Australia. We'll have to try and get her on at some stage for sure, because I think you really like Heather. Do you know what I mean? You know, she's so, she's so wise. Do you know what I mean? She's just so smart. You know, she knows this business inside out as well, which is absolutely incredible. And we'll get onto that. So again, we want you to join us. No messing around. We're just going to be upfront about it. Reach out, get in touch, and let's show you how we can get you started. Okay, let's get on to Bob Proctor. And we'll just sort this out, Joe, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
Thank you. Now I want you to think about what happened. You see, I want you for just a moment to think about all the things that you actually desire. Think about all the things that you desire. But now let me ask you something. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll bet 10 being high that your desire for certain things in life, I would bet that they are at a 10. See, I've heard people say people lack desire. Nobody lacks desire. You see, if you take and define this word desire for just a moment, just define this word desire. It is the effort of an unexpressed possibility within us that is seeking expression through us. The word desire, it comes from the Latin word dea, D-A-S-I-R-E, which means to give birth to. Everybody in here has something rattling around within them that they want to give birth to. Desire is the language of spirit. But it seems the basic difference in people who experience their desire versus people who do not experience their desire, it has something to do with this great principle, the greatest principle an individual can ever learn, which is called...
Wow, 22,500 people. That's the exact number that was recently.
Expectation. Expectation. Now, if you had to take and write down something that surrounds this central purpose, just for a moment, if I said to everyone in this room, now Bob asked you to write out on a page what you want to become. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that everybody in this room, from the top to the back and in the middle, that every one of us have a desire to be more, to do more, and to have more. But how many people actually expect it to happen? You know, there's a great point in history where Moses was leading all these people around a desert. And you know, a lot of people said he was lost. Moses was not lost. He was a man of wisdom. And what he was doing is leading these people around and around in circles until he was able to change the attitude or the consciousness before he went in to this new land. And all the people, they came to him and they said, Moses, we've got a problem. We have no water. What are you going to do? He said, you go and pray to your God for rain. And away they went and back they came. And they come back and they said, Moses, God has forsaken us. He said, what do you mean? He said, we have no rain. Moses said, tell me, where are the ditches? They said, the what? He said, the ditches. If you believed it was going to rain, you would have dug the ditches. You see, you can go around and desire all the things you want to be, all the things you want to do, and all the things you want to have, but until you're able to see yourself on the screen of your mind, you will never, ever experience the desire. Until you're able to see it and then proceed by acting on it, you will never experience the desire. Now, I want to move over to the other board and cover a little idea that is very dear to my heart just before I touch on the book. Now, think about this. Everybody in here at one time started out even in search of a better condition, improved quality, you could say, in our life. But for some reason or other, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20% of the people actually experience the objective, the goal, the purpose that they started out with. What happens to 80% of the people who start off with this great desire, this great love to achieve something, to become more, to have more, and to do more, to express more and more of themselves? In that marvelous book I just talked about a moment ago, Genevieve B. Rand said this. She said that the purpose of spirit, the very purpose of spirit is expression. That it is seeking to become more and more over and above what it has already become. What a great thing to understand. It is seeking to become, but it cannot unless we permit it and provide this channel of expression. Unless we give it the channel, there is no expression. So how many people expect what it is they desire? Bob's going to get into this a little more later, but Raymond Hollowell said in his book, we should never desire something we don't expect, and we should never expect something we don't desire. This is the year now, the season, right now, where you see that commercial come on television. And you see a guy standing under a lamppost there, and he's sniffing, and it's raining, and it's cold, and it's dark, and he's getting a cold. And home he goes, and the scene switches, and there he is resting easily in bed because his wife just gave him NyQuil. Now, if you were to go down to any drugstore today and check the shelves for the cold remedies, there won't be too many. But as soon as the commercial hits the market, go down and they'll have an entire aisle dedicated just to the colds, or you could say that is consistent with the commercial. Because the season now has set up this mental ruling state, which is called expectation. This is the season we expect to catch a cold. I've had people in the programs, I go up to them and I say something like this. Do you get a couple of colds a year? Yeah. How many have you had this year? One. Have you got one more to come? Yeah, I usually get it about November. Now that is the mental ruling state. Your expectation is a magnet, and it will attract everything of a like nature. Let me give you an example. Brian, would you stand up with Leslie for a moment? Just go ahead and stand up, Brian. But when you met Leslie, did you just say, that's the girl I would like to spend some time with?
That's...
Brian, just tell me.
No question about it.
Leslie, when you looked at Brian, did you say, now there's a guy I want to spend my time with?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to understand something here. The two of them met long before they laid eyes on one another. Now, I know that's going to pop the navel of most people in here. But what you're looking at is the law of expectation. Now, whether Brian was aware of it or not, he was attracting Leslie into his life. Leslie was attracting Brian into his life. Bob said resonance or love is the resonance of thought. What you're looking at is love. And what you're looking at is one idea vibrating in two bodies. Vibrating in two bodies. Brian made me promise I'd get him on the program. Okay, Brian, you can sit down. Okay. Now think about it. Where did you get off in search of or in pursuit of what is called your goal? I want you to imagine going down to Maple Leaf Gardens and suddenly the game starts, you drop the puck, you look at each end of the rink and there's no nets. Now the game would be a little confusing. You need nets to play that game. Well, I shouldn't say that with the Leafs, it doesn't matter. But now think about it. I mean, if there were no nets at each end of the rink, the game, there would be a lot of activity, but there would be no purpose in playing the game. How can you play the game of life? How can you get up in the morning, put both feet in the floor, and you've got nothing to work toward? See, you have a desire, but what you do is you don't see yourself in possession of the desire. Consequently, you don't release this power that flows with and through you. But isn't it interesting that we all started out in pursuit of the objective, but something happens at a particular point. We run into a crisis. We run into conflict. And it seems that we run into what is called demands. What are some of the demands we all run into when we start to try and improve the quality of our life? Be a little better as a salesperson. Be a little better as a person, as a mother, as a father. Someone once asked me, give me one good reason, Canary, why I should have a goal and maybe try to be a little bit better than I am. I'm going to give you one. There are little eyes upon you when they're watching night and day. There are little ears that quickly they take in everything you say. There are little hands all eager to do everything you do, and a little boy or girl who's dreaming of the day they'll be just like you. For you're this little person's idol, you're the wisest of the wise, and their little mind about you no suspicions ever rise. For they believe in you devoutly, and in all we say and all we do. Those little people who are dreaming of the day they'll be just like you and just like me. What are we like? For we are setting an example.
I got to know Bert Goldman when he was in his 80s, and this man just absolutely blew me away. Bert was able to achieve extraordinary
Example. Every day, in all that we do, to those little gaffers who are dreaming of the day they'll be just like you. Just like you. And just like me. Well, you see, when you're faced with a demand, don't have enough money, debt, people phoning us. And I'd suggest that anyone who is in debt, I'd strongly urge you to read that chapter on Born Rich. It'll show you how to handle it. It'll show you how to handle it. Now think about this. Why is it when some people are faced with demands that turn into what are called risks, that some take what is called an option? Do you know the mind is such a marvelous, marvelous piece of equipment? Although the mind is an activity, it is not a thing. It is not a thing. I want you to think about this for just a moment. When the mind is presented with a demand or a risk, the mind will offer you and me an option. Do you know the option it offers us when we're faced with a strong demand and a risk is called the escape hatch? We then start expecting the result that we don't want. We are a force of energy, and we attract everything of a like nature. Bob mentioned that this mental state of vibration, which generates this emotional state of vibration, which moves this body into action, those three states of vibration are nothing more but your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Think of this word, attitude. Attitude is nothing more but our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. That's your state of vibration. That's the energy that you send out into life. And the only thing that flows in your life is based on what flows out of your life. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions release this energy and will attract everything that corresponds to that ruling state. Expectation can be either a blessing or a curse, but either way, it is certainly one of the most powerful unseen forces in your life. What do you expect? I'll tell you how to know what you expect. Take a look at the results in your life. Your results will tell you exactly what you've been expecting. What you've been expecting. Now, worry is the opposite of expectation using the same energy, but worry sets up a magnetic force that attracts things of a like nature or events and people to cause that worried state to actually manifest in one's life. Just quickly, this is a letter from a young boy named David Hulley in Hamilton, Ontario. And the letter he writes is about coming to a program that we were doing out in Hamilton. And he gives me all kinds of pleasantries here. Dear John, this, that, and the other thing, and all the great things that happened to him. He said, when I was at your seminar, I wanted to stand up and say, I was a goal setter. I am a goal setter. But he said, I couldn't do that. He said, I allowed the demands and the risks to control what I was going to do. I allowed the demands and risks to keep me in my seat. But he said, you spent some time with me. We sat down, we talked about it. And he said, you gave me a little better understanding of what I want versus what I expect. There's the result. I want you to take a real close look at this report card, because what's on it, if you go all the way down the page, you will see straight A's. Straight A's. Can you see it, John? He became a goal setter first. Second, he expected the goal to appear in his life. Now, I want to introduce you to Mark Dwyer. Mark, I was standing out in the hallway, and Mark came all the way down the back stairs, and Mark come up and he said, can I help you with something? He said, I just wanted to come down and meet you. You see. So I want to I had a little talk with him, and I want you to give a warm welcome to Mark Dwyer. Come on up here, Mark. Come over here, Mark. Mark, stand right there. Now you see, Mark has the same goal that David Hulley has. Isn't it interesting he happened to appear and talk about something I was going to share with you? Now, Mark, which mark is your lowest mark? In what subject?
A D.
A D? In which subject, Mark?
I think it's in science.
Mark, do you like science as much as you like English?
No.
You see, Mark is never going to do as well in science as he's doing in English. Do you know why? He's not really excited about it. How could he possibly expect to do well in it? Now, Mark, I want you to just stand sideways with me here, and I want you to take a look at the board, like just kind of face me. Just turn around and face me. Go ahead like I'm standing. Okay, do that. Now, Mark. Mark, have you been talking to Bob before you come up here? I'm going to get Brian down here to do a little... Okay, Mark. Mark, you see, here's a person that's not getting any marks in school. They have a desire. And they start out, Mark, with all the marks that they want in school. They want to be good kids. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They want to do well in school. But you know, there's demands and there are risks. You know what the demands and risks are, Mark? The demands and the risks are coming from their peers. You know, Mark, there are people in school that are going to stop you from doing well if you let them.
Yes.
Isn't that right, Mark?
Yes.
Mark, are you going to let them?
No.
Mark, you see, you have a desire, right? Now, Mark, you can see yourself not accomplishing that desire because there's a lot of demands and a lot of things that tell you can't do it. There's a lot of people who are going to say you can't be a member of our club if you want to get good marks. And then what you do is you take the escape hatch. Mark, I want you to remember one thing for me, will you? That no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Will you remember that?
Yes.
No one.
No.
Now, Mark, I want you to back up just a little bit, take a couple steps back, okay? Okay, and stand like I stand, okay? Now, Mark, you do have a desire. Mark has an average of B's in school now. Is that correct, Mark?
Yep.
Mark, what mark do you want, Mark?
A.
Mark wants A's in school. Mark, can you see yourself with a report card with A's on it?
Yes.
Now, Mark, when you go home, I want you to sit down with your mom. Your mom is here, isn't that right?
Yes.
And I want you and your mom to get a blank report card at school. When is the next?
What the is rainbow dust? Yes, it's a real product. No, it's not illegal.
Next report card, Mark? When do you get the next one?
I don't know.
Do you get it in the next couple of months, December, something like that?
Yeah.
I want you to get a blank report card when you go home. And you take it home, you and mom, and you sit down, and what you do is you fill in the marks that you want this year. And then you put it up beside your bed. And you actually see those marks, not only in your mind, but before you go to bed every night, you see the marks that you want already on the report card long before you get the report card. Can you do that, Mark?
Yes.
You can do that?
Yep.
Mark, is there anything you want to say to everybody here?
Hello.
Hello? Mark, I want to thank you for being such a pro, okay? Mark, how about a little hug before you go? Okay. Thanks, Mark. Now you see, why can we not sit down with, say, kids in school and fill out the report card before the term begins? We do it in business. We do it in everything else. Why not set up an environment or an atmosphere of expectation? All right. Now, I'm going to ask you that before you leave here today, like at lunch, you take this book with you. You take some time today and you sit down with page 33 and you list in your personal life, in your family life, and in your business life, all the things that you really want. And then beside it, put down whether or not you have been expecting them. Now, why haven't we been expecting them? Because we allow the demand and we allow the risk to control whether or not we're going to do it. Don't allow others. Don't allow circumstance. Don't allow it to control the way you feel about you. You determine your mental ruling state. Now, would you switch back, please, to page 31? I want to finish this so we can stay on time here. Now, there is one line just below the first paragraph on page 31. What are you doing to increase your income? I could have said, what are you doing to increase your relationships? What are you doing to increase, we'll say, your well-being? What are you doing to increase your productivity? What are you doing to increase these things, to improve them? Well, if your answer to this question is nothing, or if you are just beginning to think seriously about what you could do, you have probably not yet grasped the ideas presented in the previous chapters. You should be aware that the chapters in this book resemble the individual pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, and each chapter is related one to the other in such a way that if we put them together, we can see the entire picture. The entire picture. I had an individual come up to me one day at a seminar and said, you know, Canary, said, this is all well and good, and I'd like to go ahead and do it. But he said, you realize that by the time I reach this goal I want to set, he said, I'm 50 now. He said, and for me to reach this goal, I'd be 58. I said, well, how old will you be if you don't reach it? Come on, think about it now. I mean, the kind of thinking that we get involved in. Einstein said that all conditions and all circumstances in our lives, he said, they are a result of a certain level of thinking. Now, he said, if we want to change the conditions and the circumstance, we got to change the level of thinking that's responsible for it. We got to change the level of thinking that's responsible for it, which is our expectations must move to a new dimension. In this last paragraph, since you are now well into the heart of the book, I would ask you to pay particular close attention to the ideas which follow, so you can use them to successfully tie all the pieces together. You will soon discover that if the ideas in this chapter are applied with intelligence, that expectation can be a triggering mechanism which attracts into your life every good that you desire. Do you know, if you have something you desire today, which you do you know that puts you in touch with it? You're hooked up to it. You're in harmony with it right now, but it's your expectation that moves it into your life. We will always gravitate towards that which we most secretly love, be it base of beautiful or a mixture of both. For into your hand will be placed the exact result of your ideal, your vision. Into your hand will be placed the exact result of your vision and your ideal. So expectation is the triggering mechanism. However, if you do not exercise extreme caution, expectation can also turn just as rapidly into a destructive, lethal enemy. As people go around expecting bad things to happen to them. Oh, I don't want to do that. What if this happens? Therefore, you must be cognizant of how you are exercising this invisible but powerful force. We believe then that you already understand that you cannot have wealth in your material world until you first visualize the wealth in your mind. Have you ever considered that the highest, the most noble, and the most excellent thing about you?
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is
is formless in nature. That the highest, the most excellent, the most noble thing about you is formless in nature. But what does this really mean? It means that before any one of us can ever begin to overcome the poverty which surrounds us in our external world, we must first conquer the impoverishment that is buried deep within ourselves. Impoverishment meaning many areas of our life. Some people are emotionally bankrupt. Emotionally. Now, what we're going to do is Bob is going to come up and take you through the rest of this chapter. And that will start on page 32. And this will show us exactly how this expectation releases or moves this energy into what is called form. And no one will do that better than Bob Proctor. Thank you.
All right, Joe, give us your opinion. Just unmute yourself there and give us your opinion on what John Canary was saying there. There's a lot to take in, to be honest, like he was talking about desire. I love what you wrote, actually. Desire is the language of spirit. That's really, really nice. I like that. And he talked about demands, and demands sound a little bit like distractions to me. Do you know what I mean? Like things that pull you off course, blow you off course. Expectation can be a blessing or a curse. What I want versus what I expect. You have to consent to, and of course, I think it was interesting when he had the young man on, and he was talking about the sit down and write out your report card, which is the same as a goal card, right? You've got to write your goal card out, right? You've got to have it written down. And of course, what are you doing to increase different areas of your life? Write it, then do it. I thought that was interesting. I picked that up off the front of the book. When they were showing the book, it's, the little kind of subheader was write it, then do it. And of course, visualize. You've got to visualize wealth in your mind or visualize abundance in your mind, whatever that is. Now, I know that you will have got a whole bunch of other different things from it. These are just some of the takes that I took down from it. What's your thoughts, Joe?
Oh, I was very exciting when he started talking with the desire, because you hear a lot about. Today we have a meeting, and our guest, meeting was, he encouraged us, in our profession, in network marketing, the business we build, and the business model is, there's 3 things that if you achieve that, you will be success. And it said, first, you have to have a willing to work. Second, you have to have a willing to learn. And also the last one, you should have a burning desire to succeed. And he said, if you have those 3 things, that's the fundamental of an entrepreneur. You will go out and do whatever you take to. But, John was so deep here. He said that's the spirit, the language of the spirit, and it blew my mind, because it's from my faith, it's very, very deep, because we talk about it, and he break up desire, and it comes from it's a Latin word, desire, and it's like to give birth. Man, that's it's like, for me, it's like there's something within us, and we keep talking about, we're spiritual being living in a physical body. That's our spiritual part. It's already within us, want to express, and it's always, and I think that's the spirit. The spirit is always looking to express in some way, and it's up to us to make, set the goal and have the expectation that you're going to get it. And because you have the goals and you have set the expectation that I'm going to achieve this goal. I don't know how, I don't know who, I don't know when, but I am going to achieve that goal. And I think that's why a lot of people, their success because they have that burning desire within themselves. They have their up and down, fall off from the horse, get back up and get back on, because it's always like you start with the end in mind. So whatever you put in your goal, like you said, in your mind, or your goal setting, this is what I want to achieve. Always start with it. Whatever you do, like for example, with our health, if you want to look better, feel better, and um, tone up, look good for a wedding coming up. That's the thing you always should start with, because when you get stuck because of the demand and the risk and the fear and the worry, that's what you always go back. Why I'm doing this? Why I'm sticking? Why I'm showing up today? Why I'm keep doing this with Mike? Because I have a goal that I want to be grow. I want to become the best version of myself. And whatever goal you want to achieve, with your health, I want to be look slim, fit, and down to my wedding day. And even though you struggle, even though you have your up and down, but you always remember where you start, where you set your goal is. If you want to go to a travel somewhere, you have to set the destination. And no matter what, you go there by boat, you go there by flight, or walk, you still keep in your mind that you will get there no matter what.
Do you know, Joe, I want to go back to something that you had said, right? Because you had said about desire, about the idea, or about to give birth. And just before that, I had made a note that, you expect what you desire. So you expect what you give birth to. And that birth could be just an idea. It could be an idea. And I'd actually... when John was talking, he was talking about thoughts, and I actually just Googled thoughts, because I wanted to know not necessarily what Google thought, but what it said. And what it said was that a thought, an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. And that is the birth of an idea, whether you think about it or whether it comes through just a flash in the mind, or whatever, for whatever reason, because of a circumstance or because of something that's happening, and you have this idea on how you can change something or do something different. And it was just interesting, because when you put up that desire, to give birth, I thought, yes, this is really about creation. It's about creating an idea, creating an image of yourself, a future image of yourself. And then you almost have to, really kind of get involved in that idea, really get involved in that thought, not just thinking about it, but feeling it as if it's actually true, as if it's actually come about. And he was talking about that visualize wealth in your mind. Now, that wealth could just be good health. It could be fitness. It could be looking and feeling the best that you felt in a decade. It could be anything. So it doesn't have to be about, money. It can be about money. It can be about anything, but you have to literally go there first in your mind. You have to swim around in it, enjoy it, love it, and then literally it can come true for you, because, everything that's been said up until now on all of these things, and I always come back to it. And that is that your thoughts control your feelings control your actions, and your actions control your results. So, and you can do this automatically. And it is done automatically. Most of the things that we do on a daily basis, we just do automatically. Imagine if you were to change those thoughts in your mind and visualize how you want to look and feel 16 weeks from now, focus on that, or whatever it is, maybe you want an extra 25 grand, in the next 16 weeks. Fine, we can do that too. Whatever that is, I don't care what it is. It can be whatever you want it to be, but you've got to take that idea, you've got to own it as if, and expect that it's going to happen for you, and believe that it's going to happen. It's not, you're like, what did he say? Expectations can be a blessing or a curse, Now, I think when you think about that, like, you can expect something to happen, but if you don't believe it, if you don't emotionally, physically feel it and know that it's going to come true, you know, you're pissing in the wind, basically. It's not going to happen. And then you're just going to get to that goal, that date or whatever, and you're going to think, oh, I knew it didn't happen. Of course you did, because that's what you're expecting. And that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of it. Like, you're Joey, you're so right when you say it's deep. It is deep. Now, but it's also simple, but it's not easy. Because you have to really think about this. You have to be in control of your thoughts and know when you're telling yourself, you know, when you're holding yourself back, when you're being distracted, when you're being pushed off course, you know, when you're looking at the risk and saying, oh, it's not worth it. Well, you know, to be honest, that's just giving up on yourself. You know, like other people might give up on you and that's okay, but you never want to give up on yourself, right? So, you know, listen, boy, Joe, I tell you what, you've hit some nails on the head this morning, mate. I'm telling you. Unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah.
Now we've got 10 minutes on this, and I'm not sure whether we should go through it because there's some other stuff that I want to go through, Joe. Let me get rid of this. Tell me about this. This is a live event that you've got coming up, right? Where is this event taking place?
This is taking place in our what do you call state? In New South Wales, and it's New South Wales where Sydney is. I'm excited about this event because this is going to be my second live event, a free event. And I went there the last time and that opened my eyes to a lot of possibility. I was sitting there and I was thinking of each and every one that I come in contact with. So unfortunately, I already, handing flyer in person to a lot of my community in the church and also in the tennis club, in the gym. You know what I found, Mike? A lot of people in this world, they're not self-made. They become success because people were involved. And I believe a lot of successful people in the world, they have a lot of people they were part of their success. And I think it's related to our professional because this is for everyone. And I can only reach for few people, but it is for everyone, and it's even though there were because the venue, unfortunately, we can't fit the whole people that I'm thinking of in the venue, but whoever will register will be here in this event. It is free and it's a live training. Have people, they already have significant achievement with income, and also people, they have the significant result with their health. And those two ladies there, I met them on the weekend in Brisbane on our convention event. They're one of the humble and nice people I ever met. And I realized this. Successful people, they are one of the nicest people that you meet in your journey. And, I learned from someone that he said, the higher you go up, the nicer the people. So, but for me, it's their story. I believe their story will inspire a lot of people. And they are the people who already achieve big and significant outcome in their life. I believe they're the expert. And that's what I share with people that I hand in the flyer to them. I said, look, I'm not the expert. I'm just a messenger. We found what we think it will help our community, our people, our network, and whoever have an open-minded to come. I believe, because this is what we believe in our professional. Our main goal is to educate people to understand what we have. So, and this event, it's for those people that they have open-minded, just to have a look, just to check it out. The good thing is, I tell them, there is a free sampling, free testing, and they also got free gift, if you come. So you got nothing to lose,
I love it. I love it.
I love it, and I'm looking forward to whoever.
Are you hosting this event?
One day.
Okay, so 7 p.m. I wish I was in New South Wales now next Wednesday, the 28th of February, so I could come along and get some free food, free samples, and
Free gift.
yeah, free gift. Listen, if you're anywhere near, New South Wales next Wednesday, you want to get along to this. 7 p.m. It's being held at the Isogenics headquarters suite in Lynn Park Road. Right. So listen, get along, go down and meet Joye for yourself and find out, how Joye can help you. And of course, discover how, the products can help you live a strong life and a healthy life. There is a business opportunity attached to this, and of course you can help other people to help themselves and of course earn bonuses. But look, get yourself down there, meet some top leaders, including Joye. Joey's one of them. He's being a little bit, he's not telling you the whole truth there. He's one of the leaders in Australia. So, and of course, look, there's special offers for joining as a new customer and things like this, and opportunities to get some free products with the nootropics. Have you tried the nootropic elixir? I've got it sitting on my desk here. It's like an apple. It's an apple flavor. It's quite nice. I like it. It's a little bit too tart for Kate. She doesn't like it. She just prefers the normal elixir, which is real good. Yeah, more for you. Yeah, exactly. I love it when she doesn't like stuff. It means I get to have it. When she likes it, I get none of it, So listen, scan the QR code, and of course, you'll get more information there. But get yourself along. You've got nothing to lose. You've got everything to gain. This is a Live Forever Strong event. Scan the QR code. Get involved and go and find out what it is that Joye and I are doing. Joey's obviously doing it in Australia. I'm over here in Europe. But again, look, just find out. This is just a fun thing for you to be able to do and be able to get involved with some good, positive people. And if you're looking to change something in your life, the best thing you can do is change your environment. Find some people who've got what you want, and they can show you how to get it. It's no more complicated than that, Joe. I don't think it has to be more complicated than that, does it?
Yes, and Mike, our company, Isogenic, our mission statement is to help people, with their burden in physically and financially, and we want to be known as one of the brand and the company that provide, high quality and transformation products. And our products is, proven by science and also tested multiple times, and also there's a lot of doctors and scientists and nutrition behind it. And last weekend I went there. It opened my mind. We have a new product now for Cat's Health. It's getting better and better. And that's one of my vision, and I shared it with the people in our community, in the church, that hopefully one day I will be able to get a team, the nutrition, the doctors and the scientists, and the people who already achieved the result with using the product, bring them into the church and the community, have a workshop and educate the people, because our people need educated in health, well-being, and other opportunity in life.
Yeah. So I just put on the bottom of the screen there, Joe. So the mission statement of Isogenics is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. And look, we do have a vision for that. It is important, but it starts with you. It starts with me, and it starts with you guys who are watching. And the thing is to get involved. And of course, look, I'm going to give you I'm going to show you a quick video on why you might want to get involved. And there's some top prizes that can be won. Like, you can get involved in the 16-week challenge, and you can be in with a chance at winning $10,000, euros, Australian dollars, US dollars, whatever it is. So look, watch this quick video, and of course, reach out, get in touch with you, Joey and myself. And look, we're excited for you. But we can't do it for you. All we can do is show you what we've got and tell you where you can find out more. So you can find out more here.
Joye Únete a nosotros. It's time to reach your goals.
It's time to see results.
It's time to end the excuses.
Es momento de aumentar tu energía.
You can do it. Bye.
Hasta pronto.
Cheerio.
To be honest, I can't. I'm just wondering how I can't actually add that video actually, because there's a great brand partner video, Joe. Look, if you just watch the join video to get in shape, get in the best shape you've been in a decade, the 16-week challenge, I encourage you to reach out, get in touch. There is a brand partner opportunity where you can get involved, and of course you can earn commissions and income through helping others to get started. And the way, look, maybe if you're a gym owner, maybe you're into health and fitness, or maybe you want to get on a health and fitness journey for yourself and you want to bring some friends along with you. Look, there's no better way to get started than by reaching out to Joey or myself and finding out how you can take the IsoBody challenge and just, learn more about what we're doing and how you can improve your health, and not just your health. Well, look, for me, Joey, I've said this a million times before, it's about freedom, health, and lifestyle for me. It's about freedom, the time, creating a community of people that you want to spend time with, you want to be around, you want to do things with those people, so it's about time, freedom. Like being here with you today, this is a choice. It's a choice. I want to do this. This is freedom for me to be here with you, and then of course, health, health for me is three things. You've got, all the things that we're studying with Bob Proctor, John Canary, and all the others that are involved in that Remastered You Were Born Rich webinar. That's about positive mental health. It's about positive, but it's not just about positive thinking, it's about positive feeling. So it's about having good mental health, good, spiritual health, whatever way you want to look at it. I don't care what way you want to describe it. We're probably going to use different words to describe the same thing, but it's about being able to think in a certain way, to move you towards what it is that you want. So you want good mental health, you want good physical health, you want to be able to move around. I've seen your reels, doing all the working out and everything else, and all the boxing and all that kind of stuff. I love it. Like I'm out every day walking and doing different things. So it's about having good physical health, good mental health, not just positive thinking, but positive feeling. These things have got to be lined up. And if they're not, nothing's going to change. So, and then good financial health. There's no point in having all this freedom to be able to do the things that you want to be able to do, having all this great health, being able to move around, and then having all this great positive, emotions and everything else, and then being broke. There's no point in being broke. You don't want to be broke. You want to have good, good financial health, and the company that we're aligned with, and the community that we're aligned with, they're all about those things. They're about freedom. They're about health. And then lifestyle for me, it's not, remember Thierry used to say, life is what we have, style is the way that we live it. Now that is a fun way of describing lifestyle. But for me, lifestyle is more than that. It's about a lifestyle with purpose. What kind of difference can you make? What kind of difference can you make in your community, with your family? It's more than that. So freedom, health, and lifestyle, if you're interested in any of those things, you're at the right place. You just need to reach out. You just need to make a decision. We're going to show a video next about Bob talking about making a decision. You just got to know what you want. Right, listen, you get me all fired up, Joe. Give me your thought.
Mike, I just want to share with you my experience from last week event. One of the major one, and I really, really enjoyed it, watching people transform their body, health, and mind by doing the Isogenics body challenge 16 weeks. These people from all walk of life, overwork, struggle mom, and boys and girls. but they nominate. I think the check they achieve for nominate is $250. The grand final prize is $10,000. For me, by looking at that people standing at the front, telling their story, they were like me, just like me, people just like me. But they make a committed decision. They're going to change something in their health, their mindset, their habit, their attitude. And, I make a commitment. This is my second time I'm doing the 16-week challenge. And I make a commitment that I'm going to do it until I stand in the stage one day. So, it's inspired because when you see people's story, hear them share their story, it's tell the fact. Sell the purpose of why we are doing this. And you and I, I was humbled to hear your sharing. It's a choice to be here. And in you and I, we turn out how many? 35 episodes?
Yeah.
And we believe in the law of ratio because one day, because we plant enough seed, it will fall in the good soil. And
Sure.
I have no doubt on that. We keep showing up. I think, and I learned on the weekend, success is 80% showing up. And I think you and I have made that commitment, keep us accountable so that we can do this, not because of us, but we want to serve and make an impact and difference in people's health and people. I broke the pen when I said it, and people wealth. So
drop the hammer, Joey. Drop the hammer.
It's a hammer. It's like, here, look at this. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this or watching the replay, please like, subscribe, and share this. You never know. The little act of kindness by sharing this video will change someone's life, health, and wealth. And, we learned that in our professional, in our community, the more you help someone else achieve what they want in life, unfortunately, you will get what you want in life.
It's true. Well said, Joe. Well said. Right, let's play out with one of our favorite Bob Proctor videos, and a lot of this information is based on the You Were Born Rich webinar. But look, now's your time. Today's the day. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till the next day. Don't put it off. If you want to make a change, now is the time to make a change. Joey, you're recording me for another thing that you're doing. I know you. I can see you. I love it. Right. Listen, so happy to be here. And look, it's a privilege to be here with you, Joe. It's a privilege to be here with all of you, and if you're watching on a replay, let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what your feelings are. And just know that you can change. You can change. It just takes a moment just to stop, look, think, and take action and move towards your goal. This is the most important thing. In fact, you're the most important thing. Just like, here's my dog, Joey. We've got 2 Joeys in the room today. I'm telling you. I think mine eats more than this one. He likes the shakes, right? He does. Right, let me find my video. Right, where are we? Right, see you later, guys.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, my God, I'm going to change something. Now we say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers. If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Just let me know if you want to chat anymore, and I can chat